If you post comments on Facebook, I'll see them, but if you do it on YouTube, I won't. Hi everyone! Welcome to Throwback Thursday. It is not Monday, but it is Moon Day! It is, well, right around now is the 50th anniversary of the Apollo moon landing, 1969. So exciting! There's all kinds of cool nerdly stuff going on. One of the main ones that I've had on my radar is this Project Egress, which is something that Adam Savage has been doing as a collaboration with a number of really cool makers out there and fabricators. This is a full-scale replica of the Egress hatch on the Apollo module. So you can read about it on tested.com. It's a collaboration, of course, with the National Air and Space Museum, as it says in huge text here. But they assembled it live this morning at the museum where it's going to reside from here on. Yeah, super cool. So I wanted to look at some of the people's work that went into this. First up, you will be able to watch the live stream after the fact on airandspace.si.edu/events/project-egress-build, which is linked, of course, in the description to this video. That is not yet up on their website, though. So in the meantime, let's take a look at some of the people's work who contributed to this. First up, Sophie Wong, one of my favorite people who makes cool stuff, including this little doohickey. I'm not sure what exactly it is. She calls it a space doodad, so I guess I'm allowed to call it a doohickey. And she's got this thing that she made out of a number of different materials. I think they were allowed to choose the materials that they wanted to use. She's got what looks like some Kapton tape on there, but also some little antenna chip thingamajig. As well as being labeled with a vintage 1960s Dymo label maker. This one, Sophie says, was made with 3D printed PLA, metal, and just a dash of tech. It looks so cool! Sophie, of course, has also made previous projects relating to space. She made a space suit that is based on a number of fictional ones, as well as her own ideas of how a space suit should look and be designed. There's some really cool info about this, and she gave a great talk at Crowd Supply's Teardown conference about the different decisions that she made about batteries and things like that. In fact, we interviewed her. I don't have it pulled up. Okay, Sophie Wong, Hackster. Well, she's on our blog. Here we go. A couple of times, in fact. But we did a whole interview with her that is currently not loading. I've had some reports of slow loading, by the way, and jerky video, and I'm going to be working on fixing that. But yeah, she showed us a bunch of the cool stuff that she's made, including her spacesuit and stuff like that. You should totally check that out. And it includes mention of if you're designing your own space helmet, how do you make the electronics work in a way that is comfortable? How do you include a fan and things like that? It's really fascinating. So another person that we super admire who contributed to this project, there were 44 makers in the end who contributed parts for this. And Stephanie Gigi also added a piece to the puzzle. So here she shows off her little tube having shipped off the part. I haven't actually seen what she made, though. Nemo Gould, who is an incredible local Bay Area artist, made some parts on a lathe, I think, but out of clear acrylic. This obviously was not the original material that this was made of because it would be incredibly fragile, but it was a way of, well, he describes his whole artistic process on his Instagram, but a way of making it kind of more modern and ethereal, I think. Other makers like Jimmy DiResta made parts out of brass and wood, and Jen Schachter is one of the people who really helped bring all the pieces together. So you can see bits from Sophie there, bits from Jimmy DiResta, and a few other people, including something that says "Do not stack" and has a bunch of stuff stacked on top of it. Yeah, and Friend Blanche. So look up Project Egress. There's a hashtag for it, hashtag Project Egress, if you're curious to see all these pieces that went into creating this vast collaborative, really in-depth remake of the Egress hatch from the Apollo module itself. Not only that, but what can you do at home to celebrate? You can print your own version of a lunar module from the National Air and Space Museum. If you just go to the museum's website, you'll see this, I think, right on the front page. And I might end up doing that. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, yeah. You can download the files there. And we've also queued up some Hackster projects that I think suit the mood very well. One of them is this beautiful rotating moon clock that shows the phase of the moon. Oh, it's gorgeous. Actually, you know, I'm not sure that this actually shows the phase of the moon. It might be more of just a clock. But it's got, it's based on a previous version that the maker created that was more of a panel meter. Okay, yeah, it does show the actual phase of the moon. But I love these because it's Throwback Thursday. They have a beautiful vintage style. Like, look at this. Oh, aesthetic overkill. It's gorgeous. Stop. And you can see more about how that's built, as well as, yeah, some comments and whatnot. Apparently the whiskey is not an integral part of the project, it's just something that can help with inspiration. There's another one here, the 3D printed lunar phase clock, which instead of physically rotating it, has a set of lights that come on or off. And there's a really interesting photo here that shows how that works. You've got sort of, the different phases are demarcated by circles, or half circles, I guess, of acrylic that are lit up phase by phase, so that you get an actual physical separation of these. Very cool. With some fairly inexpensive parts. Yeah, so you get this kind of a shape. Oh, so cool. We also have something that shows the Apollo 11 radio transcript live on an e-paper screen on the ESP32. This is by Point Andy and was just published a couple of days ago in celebration of this very event. And so it just sort of goes through the radio transcript, and it looks like it mounts on a keychain attached to a carabiner that you can just put wherever. It looks like it's powered by USB in this picture, but you could presumably put a little, you know, a LiPo or something in there and it would do its own thing. So cool! Apollo 11. This is Houston. You are go for staging. This is Houston. Roger, we'll pass it on. It's very cool. I think this one has like some pretty good, yeah, this one actually has the 3D parts and enclosures and stuff and the transcript and the project code and everything. Included on the project. This one, I was sad it doesn't include all the info. It does include a bill of materials, but not much in terms of the rest of it. But this is a little mini Apollo guidance computer D-Sky module. So you could feel like you're actually controlling the module itself. Very cool. I think this was used in multiple Apollo missions. What do they say? The space mission certainly wouldn't have been possible without the elegant and versatile Apollo guidance computers that did exactly what they were made to do: improvised, safe, and guided space navigation and lunar ascent and descent. Although the Apollo guidance computers' capabilities were Herculean, going by that era, considering the perils of the task that they were assigned to carry out, these box-like computers may have been obscure long ago, but the legacy ceases to fade away. So they stuck around, and it's really incredible that they were able to do this kind of stuff in the 60s. Like, what? What? I would love to see this also remade with e-paper. It looks like it would be very good for it. Although, you know, maybe those are light up things on the side there, and you could like laser cut a thing, and have like LED panels behind it. Oh, there's so many cool options. Or you could go modern and try to make a Star Trek LCARS display. That'd be nice too. I have to. This isn't strictly moon. In fact, it says sun. But I had to point out Jay's new companion robot called Sun. That's super cute and looks like an astronaut and kicks its little feet. Because any, space project, you got your lander over here. You've got your moons here. And so, of course, you need somebody to actually go there. And so I figure this would be a pretty great little spacefaring companion. Haha! So good. We also have a couple of interviews with other people about how to do your own space projects. Magnitude.io is a really cool group that have actually collaborated on a few different Hackster projects as well. But this one is specifically talking about CanSats, little miniature, basically soda can sized satellites that classrooms can use to learn about technology and space travel and things like that. You could have your little CanSat orbit the Earth as a classroom. How cool would that be? It'd be super cool. That's the answer. You don't need to answer that. And then also, we interviewed Joe Barnard about BPS space, which I think is just Barnard Propulsion Systems, about his signal boards. And he has a really cool Instagram as well, where he talks about all kinds of different rocket launches that he's doing. He shares a lot about his testing process, which is really fascinating and refreshing as well. And you can sort of learn along with him. And plus, I think in this interview, he shares some problems that they went through, as well as some prototypes, so you can see how it kind of evolved. So all of this is linked in the description of the video. I also had to share one more thing. Oh, a bunch more things. I lied. You can also go, if you can't wait to see the live build on the Smithsonian site, you can go to the Tested YouTube channel and check out a video from a couple days ago where they were talking about Project Egress. You can check out Adam Savage's Lego Lunar Lander. And I had to plug my friend's amazing sci-fi short story, A Layer as Thin as Breath, because it's really beautiful and awesome, and it's about space, exploration, and kind of the wonder and beauty that comes along with it, and what our next missions could look like, 50 or 100 years down the line. I think it's good to look forward as well. And of course, check out our interview with Sophie. Lots of cool stuff to check out. All this stuff is going to be in the description to this video. If you've got any cool, let's see if there's any cool comments from people about their own space experiences. Lots of people saying hello! And yes, moon clock is very cool. Yanni says, if I remember, Applied Sciences made those screen panels like they were made in electroluminescent screens. Interesting. Interesting. So I'm assuming that Yanni is talking about this Apollo module here, suggesting that rather than being backlit, they were electroluminescent screens. That's totally plausible. That's really interesting. And now I want to go down a Wikipedia rabbit hole on this, and that's very dangerous. Cool. Thanks everyone for joining. It's always great reading your comments when I remember to do that. Have a great 50th anniversary of the Apollo landing, and dream big. And of course, hack on. Catch you soon.